I have no idea. The only one I know of is Team Liquid, right? I don't know of any of these teams. But I can't skip them for the video, so we'll, for the video game, make sure we have it. You want to learn solitaire, play that game? Oh, I mean, now's your chance. What's the team you're supposed to pick, chat? Billy, Gen G, T1, Navi, Team Liquid. I'm afraid to like change screens because I won't pick anything. What's the link? thegameawards.com/nominees. I'm gonna give it to Team Liquid. That's the only group I know. Oh, is it going the wrong way? Esport athlete. I only know Faker, so. Esports game. Valorant. Content creator of the year. I don't see me there. And I don't see Kais in that either. We'll come back to that when I do research. I have no idea who that is. Most anticipated game has to be GTA 6. I know some people are excited about the others, but there's not a bigger game on the market than GTA 6 out of these 5. So I gotta go with GTA 6. Not a single game is gonna be a bigger title than GTA 6. Best adaptation. I didn't even know Tomb Raider had an adaptation, but it has to be Arcane, right? Arcane has been fantastic. It makes me want to play League of Legends, and I do not like League of Legends. Arcane's that good. Oh, look, Tomb Raider was an animated show? I know a lot of people like Fallout, but I don't know. I'm going to go for Arcane. I really enjoy Arcane. I think last year we voted for Last of Us, because Last of Us was a really good show. Best multiplayer. Now we're getting to the good stuff, because it's almost a 3-way tie between Call of Duty Black Ops, because obviously Call of Duty is always going to be a top tier multiplayer game, but Space Marine 2 and Helldivers 2. And I'm gonna be honest, I think Helldivers 2 deserves best multiplayer still. I don't know if that's a hot take. I know Helldivers 2 isn't as booming anymore, but I remember when I was playing it. I didn't even know they had a new Super Mario game. But I think for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform, I'm gonna go with Helldivers. Even though I really have enjoyed COD, I don't think COD deserves it. And it comes down really to the 2 Marine-based games. I think Helldivers 2 get my vote. You have my vote, Helldivers. The one man on the internet. Their vote. Best sports and racing game, if it actually loads. Isn't like this the soccer game? The football game? Pretty strong. Because if it was to me, I'd probably just pick WWE 2K24. I don't know. The sports games are just mid at best. Is this FIFA? What is the FC called now? I don't know. I watched some other streamers and they play 2K, WWE 2K24, and it looks like a ton of fun. But FIFA before they lost their licensing, oof. I don't put a lot of weight in this vote. I'm gonna pick some wrestling for a change. I think the last 3 years I picked FIFA before the licensing changed. Get your licensing back, you'll have my vote back. Best sim strategy is Age of Mythology. Is that like a newer version of Age of Empire? I remember playing Age of Empire 2. The rest of these games I've never heard of. I've not heard of a single one of these at all. But if this is under the same line as Age of Empire, then, you know. Oh, Age of Mythology Retold is a continuation of Age of Empires. Okay. Manor Lords or Frostpunk? I think it's Frostpunk. A city building survival video game developed and published by 11-Bit Studios. Set 30 years after the original game, Frostpunk 2 tasks players to take on the role of a leader in an alternate history early 20th century in order to build and manage a city during a catastrophic worldwide volcanic winter. That sounds kind of cool. I'm on board already. Manor Lords is a medieval city builder and real-time tactics video game developed by Greg Steizen from Slavic Magic and published by Hooded Horse. The most anticipated game on Steam upon release, with over 3 million wish lists. Kanitsugami looks pretty though. The art direction, maybe. Kanitsu, Path of Goddess. Based off of the description, Frostpunk 2 is right now getting my vote. Kanitsugami, Path of the Goddess is an action strategy game developed and published by Capcom. That's all you want to say? Played from a third-person perspective and features elements of real-time strategy and tower defense. In the game, the player assumes control of So, who is tasked to protect a divine maiden named Yoshiro, who must purge and cleanse villagers of defilement and return the legendary Mount Kafuku to peace. What is Unicorn Overload? Unicorn Overlord. 2024 tactical RPG developed by Vanillaware, published by Atlas. Metaphor is by Atlas. I like the way Frostpunk sounds, and they have a really cool design. But I think also I really like Kunitsu's vibe. This reminds me of Metro Exodus as well. I'm gonna give Capcom some love because they gave us some love at TwitchCon. Here, you're gonna have my vote. That doesn't really matter. Best family. Now we get to the good stuff. Cause this is an easy one. Let everyone else needs to get off this website so I can make my votes. Everyone's trying to make votes right now. Naughty, okay. Easiest pick so far, Astrobot, best family game. First are probably many for me. Best fighting, no. I don't even think I can F5. Can I? No, I cannot. Oh, there you go. Let's try 'em. Rip Retina's flashbang. Here, are your retinas better? I'll keep trying. All right, best fighting game. I gotta sign back in. Oh, it finally kicked me out. I know I'm gonna pick that, so let me sign back in. Your eyeballs get blown out? I'm sorry. Ooh. Gotta vote one at a time. This for me is gonna be Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I'll let the DBZ fanboy come out of me. Best RPG. I want to log in every time. Best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massive multiplayer experiences. Well, none of these then. For me, it's between Shadow of the Erdtree, Rebirth, and Metaphor. Just from what I play, I know I'm going to really enjoy Metaphor, so. But like, I gotta keep consistent with what I said all year. I said Rebirth was the best game I played all year until Wukong. So I'm just gonna be consistent with what I said and pick Rebirth. Because while I really enjoy Erdtree, I think Rebirth is a better game than Erdtree. I'm 100% confident with that. Doesn't make any sense at all. Now this is tough because it's got to be, ooh. No. We'll go with Astrobot. I'm not crazy. I love Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, but Astrobot is superior in every way, shape, and form. And like Star Wars Outlaws was good, but like this is easily the odd man out of the rest of the games. And I enjoyed Star Wars Outlaws. Just you can't use a write-in. Well, Prince of Persia is a fantastic platformer. The problem with Prince of Persia is that the platforming is very, 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 very confusing. Like, even though I was complaining about Astrobot's issues with platforming for myself, the platforming in Astrobot is significantly easier than the platforming in Prince of Persia because of how much platforming you have to do without any checkpoints. Like on all the Astrobot puzzles or whatever, you only had to be good for a minute, maybe. Whereas Prince of Persia, some puzzles that we did, we had to be perfect for 5 minutes straight, which is, it is incredibly demanding for you to be like perfect in your platforming for 5 minutes straight. That's absolutely insane. And even then, the reward for doing all that is way more satisfying in Astrobot than it is in Prince of Persia. Like a Dragon got nominated for Best RPG, I think. Never played it though. Best action game, Wukong. Easily. Best VR. I'll be honest. I don't care about best VR. Action game is so general. I mean, action adventure is a very general category because anything can fall underneath it. Sonic Shadow could have been action adventure. And, you know, really any game can be action adventure if they really wanted to. So, and that, it crashed again. And that's some people like that, some people don't. I definitely think that they do that sometimes to give some games that don't have any chance of winning anything else at least a nomination. Some people might like that, some people might not, so I don't know. They're gonna sign me in on purpose. Asgard for VR, Asgard's Wrath. I have no dog in this one. Might skip it to be honest, but I didn't even know Batman Arkham Shadow they had a new Batman game. But see, it's not by Rocksteady, so it's not by anyone else. Asgard's Wrath 2. I have no issue giving it to Asgard. Sure. I'll give it to them based off of their art direction on their picture here. Looks way better than everything else. Way more unique. Thanks for making that choice for me. Best mobile game. I don't see Destiny Rising anywhere. All right. We're gonna give it to Balatro because it's the only game that people have asked me to play from these games on stream. And obviously I should probably play it, so I'll give it to Balatro. I might give you one stream of me checking it out. Balatro. Pick ZZZ, the Gooner game. You're in No Nut November? What? Best indie game. We're gonna give all these. Actually, no. I am gonna give this to Neva, only because I played this at TwitchCon. I really enjoyed this game. So at least in this category, I've played one of the indie games, and this one's a really solid game. I really enjoyed this one. I never got a chance to stream it though, but that's a really cool game. Shout out to Devolver. Best community support. Really, Baldur's Gate 3. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity, and game updates and patches. I don't know about community support. Best ongoing definitely goes to Fortnite for me. I think best community support probably is Helldivers 2, but that's just me remembering earlier this year. No Man's Sky. I don't really know much about the community support behind Baldur's Gate as well. You know? Even after pick up, I mean, it's not even a real Crip Rock, if we're being honest. I'm gonna go with Helldivers. I know Final Fantasy at one point was like super high up there, just like Destiny. But I just know of all the games I've played and been a part of this year, I don't know about Baldur's Gate 3 this year. I know that's what I thought that's what we voted for last year. I'm gonna give it to Helldivers because I really enjoyed when I was playing it. The community support was really strong. I'll give it to them. Best ongoing is Fortnite, and it's not even close. It's not even close, I'm sorry. There's probably some other stuff equally worth it, but I just can't see another game on the level as Fortnite. Especially like the last couple years. It's been really, really insane. Games for impact. Fortnite over Destiny. I wish Destiny's ongoing quality was as good as Fortnite. I wish Destiny's ongoing support was on the level of Fortnite. But that ain't. Destiny's not on the same level. I love Destiny, but it's not even in the same ballpark as Fortnite's. Obviously, Fortnite's a totally different game, but at that point, you're talking apples to oranges. But like, Fortnite is the pinnacle right now of making an ongoing title. Just is. It wasn't for a while, but it has been for the last couple of years, and I can't even deny that. There's been some other games that have done it a little bit, but consistency is Fortnite right now. Blasphemer. If I were to be a Destiny content creator and I would just vote Destiny no matter what, that would be blasphemous. Maybe not blasphemous, but nah. I'm gonna go with Hellblade. It's gotta be Hellblade 2 for Games for Impact. Innovation and accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. What are they doing in Call of Duty? Like, I've seen Call of Duty here for the last couple years. Why? How? Same for Diablo 4. I don't remember noticing any like big feature than Dragon Age or Star Wars. Prince of Persia, I know, had a fair amount, but I don't know if they were like innovative accessibility features from what I remember. Prince of Persia, out of the ones I played, out of the 4 that I played, had definitely the most. Like, you could tune that game so much to your playstyle and your experience. Like, visually, audibly, you could literally put the game in slow-mo for reactions, for reaction times, if you wanted to. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't noticed any, so. But obviously, I don't think I've ever looked into the settings. Like, that's what I'm asking. Like, I'm curious what COD's doing to be in here. I think the last like 3 years. The only one I remember reading about was Prince of Persia, though. Star Wars has some actually really, really good accessibility options. Even if they were some of the ones where, like, you know, the side characters talking and stuff. Star Wars and Prince of Persia was surprisingly really good. Dragon Age was decent, and I haven't played Diablo, so. Hey, steal from Google all you want. That's what I'm asking. Asymmetrical hearing compensation, improved high contrast mode, an updated accessibility settings option and menu, and much, much more. Cause I know with Dragon Age and Prince of Persia, they had a lot of options that you could turn on. Like if you needed like higher like contrast, if you needed like more accessibility, like for motor skills, the game would help you do a bunch of stuff. So the only one I remember being like super like detailed, like there was like 4 pages of accessibility features by itself, was Prince of Persia. So I'm also gonna be biased, but I definitely want to read more about COD because I just find it interesting. Best performance. This is tough. Come on, load. I get to like vote once or twice and then load. I know it's gonna take a while. Was it a big blog post? Or no? Come on, oh no. Let me see. Next time I boot up COD, I gotta look into it. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's similar to God of War has those similar features. Yeah. Intelligent movement. HUD presets. I'd be mad at COD getting it then. So you said Brianna White was Aerith. Maybe I'm not a big enough Aerith fanboy, but for me, it's got to be Senua's Saga. I've actually never played Life is Strange either, so I don't really have an opinion on that. But out of the 3 people that we played, Alina, however you say her last name, she performed like her rent was 3 months past due. And the moment she walked out of the booth, she was getting evicted if she didn't come up with the money. It's just... She acted like they was about to put the handcuffs on her right after she left if she didn't like perform to a certain degree. So I give it to her. She was really good in the first game. She was even better in the second one. Best audio design. This might be where you also give Senua's audio design also the vote. But then again, if Astrobot. Best in-game audio and sound design. We didn't play Silent Hill 2, so I don't really have any experience with that. We played the other 4. I don't really think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's sound design is like mind-blowing. Kaz is really good. Hellblade 2's is really good. And Astrobot is really good. Yes, audio is definitely like Senua's, one of Senua Saga's Hellblade 2's strongest points. Definitely that. But Astrobot was surprisingly really good. Maybe it's also because that's a lot fresher in my memory. We played Hellblade back in June versus a few days ago. And both of those games really stood out to me as like, yo, this is really good audio. I never felt that way about Rebirth. The music was different, but maybe we should have played Silent Hill 2, but I'm gonna give it to Senua's. I'm probably gonna see Astrobot win, and I wouldn't be mad at that, to be honest. Would not be mad at that. Best score and music for outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. People say a lot about Stellar Blade's music as being really good, but I don't know. For me, this is probably where I give it to Rebirth though. Metaphor, from what we played today, was really, really strong music. And I can definitely see like the music being like a huge thing. But I'm gonna go with Rebirth because I'm just gonna be consistent with what I've said. And then who knows, in like a few weeks when we finish playing through Metaphor, I'll probably be like, man, I should have picked for this, but whatever. I'm gonna go with Rebirth. But I don't think it's fair for my own vote since we haven't played technically Metaphor, even though we just started it today. Best art direction. This is where I think Wukong starts really picking up. Its art direction is not a single other game's beating the art direction, I think. It's stellar. I gotta give it to Wukong. Yeah, gotta give it to Wukong. 200 songs? That's a lot. Best narrative. This is honestly where I think this game might win. But if it doesn't win, then I'm probably thinking Rebirth. I feel like Silent Hill 2 this year is like Alan Wake 2 last year. It's like, it's a really good game, but only a set core audience play. I mean, not set core, maybe a decent amount of people play. I feel like more people might play Silent Hill 2 than Alan Wake 2, but I don't know. Well, yes. It could be also that like it could be one of those things where it isn't a surprise that it's on there. It could be a thing that is on there just because there's not enough strong narrative titles that came out this year to compete. Because you do have to fill it up with 5 titles. And if a category doesn't have enough really strong contenders, sometimes things squeeze in. But I don't think it's the best narrative personally. For that, for me, it's got to be. I can't pick Metaphor, even though I think Metaphor, from what I can tell today, Metaphor's storytelling is really good. But if I can't pick them, I'd have to pick Senua's. I mean, Sinua's or whatever. I don't think Rebirth's narrative is the best. Even though it's really good, but... See, if I pick Metaphor, then we have to make sure we beat the game. We have to finish it. Otherwise... I'm committed. At that point, we have to see it through. Then I'll give it something. Best game direction. This, for me, is still Wukong. I think best game direction, best art direction is Wukong. Arguably the best fully complete game this year. And then game of the year. They're gonna make us actually play Balatro, aren't they? All right, we're gonna start with the ones that I know shouldn't win. I don't think Balatro wins because I didn't play it, so it doesn't matter. I don't think Shadow of the Erdtree should win. So then it's a 4-way race between Astrobot, Wukong, Rebirth, and Metaphor. As much as I enjoy Astrobot, I don't think it's the best game of this that came out this year. Which means there's Wukong, Rebirth, and Metaphor. I'm not gonna pick Metaphor just because I started it today. And I'm fine with that pick. So for me, it's between Wukong and Rebirth. And if I stay consistent with my speaking of these games this year, it was Rebirth until I played Wukong. Then I felt Wukong was a better game than Rebirth. So based off of that, it has to be Wukong. Oh, I absolutely think it probably, my picks are probably not gonna be what wins, but all the fun is me making my own picks. I'm gonna go with Wukong. Definitely. I'm fine with my picks. But that does mean we gotta make sure we play through Metaphor, otherwise I'm going off of like 3 hours of a game instead. Now, I personally don't think Wukong's gonna win. Since all these games are based for the most part off of, I think it's 70%, 80% votes, 20% jury. I do think they're gonna give it to Rebirth. I think they're gonna give it to Rebirth. I also, if you look at the history of the last couple years, if Baldur's Gate 3 can win, Wukong can win. That's all I'm gonna say. If Elden Ring can win, then Wukong can win. That's what I'm gonna go for. That's what I'm gonna go for. Can I see it? I don't care for the player's choices though, but so we got Wukong for best game direction and game of the year, Metaphor for best narrative, Wukong for best art direction, Rebirth for best score, Hellblade 2 for best audio design, and then the woman who plays Senua for best performance, Prince of Persia for best accessibility and innovation. That's just me wanting to be a Prince of Persia fanboy, I think. Hellblade for games of impact, Fortnite for best ongoing, Helldivers 2 for best community support, I never knew I could say it. Neve for best indie game, Balatro for best indie debut, but Balatro is more like gonna win both of these. That's like a no-brainer. Balatro for best mobile game, Asgard, that's what we picked for best VR, Wukong for best action, Astrobot for best action adventure, Rebirth for best RPG, Sparking Zero for best fighting, Astrobot for best family, whatever that game was for best sim and strategy, wrestling for best sports, Helldivers 2 for best multiplayer, but I wouldn't be surprised if Fortnite picks this up instead, Arcane for best adaptation, and GTA 6 for most anticipated. The rest of them are just creator stuff. It's supposed to don't matter, but